Tracy.bish here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Victoria, Australia. Welcome to my channel. I am taking part in the Global Monthly Video Hop for May. So a group of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, my friends around the world, are getting together this month, and we are featuring products from the new mini catalogue. Now this is the May to August catalogue, and there's going to be some great products and projects that we're showcasing for you in this hop this month. So if you're not aware of the Global Monthly Video Hop, we select a theme and then we all create great cards or projects with that, and then you can follow the hop in the description of this video. So yeah, go and check out what everyone else is creating as well. So the new mini catalogue, May to August, so fun. It's just come out just a few days ago. And I'm super excited to share with you some of the great products in here that I'm going to be using on today's card. So to start off with, I did choose one of the suites, so the Moonlit Flora, and it's a little bit funny because I'm only using the stamp set and dies from, or the bundle from this set, but you can find this on page 34 to 35, it's an absolutely beautiful suite. And then I'm teaming up with this beautiful bundle with this great DSP. Now this is the Artisan Sketched Garden. It's black and white. It is absolutely superb and a great one to colour in. And you can find this on page 63. And with this card, I'm featuring the new in colours. So I should have marked that page as well. That was a bit silly of me, wasn't it? Here are the new in colours anyway. So Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, which is an old returning colour, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, and Hydrangea Hue. So fun. I love all these colours together, and they work so nicely together as well. So welcome everyone. I hope you're having a great day and you're ready for a little bit of crafting. So I'm going to share with you the products that we're using again really quickly. So we have the Fern and Flora bundle. This is amazing. 12 stamps and 14 dies. I'm using the 26 to 28 in colour dots. These are gorgeous as well as the Crisp Cantaloupe ribbon that's part of the new in colour selection. And then I'll just quickly want to share with you the new magnetic ink pads that are available now. Crisp Cantaloupe, Peaceful Pine, Barely Blush, Hydrangea Hue, and Golden Glow. Now these are magnetic, which are super fun. They actually come apart at the side, and you can put them together on top of each other and they magnetize, or you can pop them side by side and they magnetize. And if you have them side by side, you can just close it up like so. They also are magnetized on top of each other, so they might be a little bit heavy to pick up all 5 in one, but they sit together nicely as well. So I haven't added all my little labels yet, but I need to do that. So these are great. Now these are now available only in the in colours. They will be bringing these out in all Stampin' Up! Colours eventually. They're not going to do it in a really quick time, just so it's a little bit more cost effective for people. So just bringing out a few at a time. But we're going to be using Crisp Cantaloupe as our main colour today. And I'm also using that Artisan Sketched DSP, which there are 12 patterns in all, 12 DSP pieces, double-sided, and these are great for colouring any way you would like. So we have that design. Actually, no, let's do it this way. So one side has flower images. There's that one there. Some roses. Lots of flowers. And this one is the one we're actually using today, which I'm actually going to be fussy cutting out. And then on the opposite side we have black and white images again, where the black is more prominent. So some stripes. We're using this one here, black and white dots, and sunflower. So this is a great DSP pack. And I love that, again, we're using DSP that you can create designs just by using the DSP, because you can fussy cut some of those images as well. Let me share with you the card that we're creating, because I haven't shared that yet. So look at this. This is a banner pop-up card. And we're going to do things a little bit different because this is super fat. I used a little too many dimensionals for this, but it opens up and look at that. How fun is that? So a really fun fold card. And I did this one in strawberry slush. Today we're going to focus on the crisp cantaloupe. So this is more of a pink. We're going to go more with a peachy colour. So my supplies here, I have a card base, which is just a normal A4 size or A6 size card base. A4 is cut in half, and then I have scored the card base in half. Just use my bone folder. Then I have the inside mechanism piece. This is 1 inch by 11 3/4 of an inch. We have, what do we have here? 3 pieces of basic white, and these measure 5.5 by 3 3/4. I have a piece of the crisp cantaloupe here. This is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. We have 4 squares that are 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. 4 basic white squares, which are 2 by 2 inch. Then I've got a couple of scraps. So I've got some crisp cantaloupe scraps and basic white scraps. We have 2 pieces. These are for the inside of the card. These measures 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. We have our front piece that we're going to colour in. This measures 5 1/8 by 3 3/8. And then I've got my 2 images that we're going to colour in. And I don't think I showed you, but we have stamping blends for every in colour, which is super fun. We've got the Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, and the Hydrangea Hue that we're going to be, might not be using all of them. As you can see, I've actually used Strawberry Slush and the Peaceful Pine. And then inside the card, we have the Hydrangea Hue and the Crisp Cantaloupe as well. Okay. So what we might do to start off with is I'm going to add some of these layers together. I can move these to the side, those to the side. Okay. So on the inside of the card we have the basic white matting and then our DSP. And then on the front we have the basic white and our coloured cardstock here as well. So I'm going to add my pieces of basic white and the DSP together. It's just creating a nice little matting on the backdrop of our card base of Crisp Cantaloupe. So the catalogue has been out for a few days. Have you guys seen it? And what is your favourite in colour? I think I really like the Hydrangea Hue. It's a really pretty blue sort of a little bit of my colour, but the Peaceful Pine is my favourite. I'm sort of going into out of the blue era and into the green, which is super funny. Okay, so we've added our DSP to our basic white matting. I'm going to bring my card base in, open it up, and we're going to stick that to the inside. So you could go without as many layers as this if you would like. You don't have to have quite so many layers, but I think it gives it a nice background as well. So we have our inside of the card. Let's do our outside panel. So we've got the basic white and the crisp cantaloupe. Layer those two together and then just add that to the card front. Alright, so we have part of our card created. I'm going to do a little bit of our colouring now with the stamping blends. And I do want to just use just a scrap underneath. Because they're alcohol-based markers, they do go through. So on the front of the card, I want to focus on the crisp cantaloupe. So I've got those two. And again, I'm just going to focus on the green. So we're not colouring in everything. We're just colouring in some flowers and some greenery. And I really liked how that looked. Like you could colour the whole lot in and it would look absolutely amazing. But I don't really think that we need to. And because we have this peachy colour, I could also bring in the Barely Blush because that could go all in well as well. But I think we'll just leave it nice and plain. Pretty simple. Okay, starting with the dark. I'm just going to add in a little bit of colour around some centres and the edges here. So this is a hop, so you can go around and see what everyone else has created. There is a list in the description of this video, and I do hope that you will go over and watch the video, give them a nice comment, maybe hit subscribe if you enjoy their video, and maybe you could do that here as well. If you're new here and you're not already subscribed, please do that. I would so appreciate it. I've got some new videos that come out regularly, probably not as regularly as I used to, but I'm still creating and still getting things crafted. I'm just sort of a little bit more, what's the word? Balanced. I think I got a little bit unbalanced there for a little while, and it was a little unhealthy for me, but that's okay. And I might do this flower here. Sometimes once I start, I've got to stop myself, but I'm not sure. Do this one here. I sort of feel like I need to do this one. So this has like to me it feels like there's like a film over the top of this DSP. It's like a little bit shiny, and it helps for our colouring. So I don't think as much of the colour soaks in, or the fluid soaks in as much. One thing I will say is when you're colouring with the blends, you don't want to keep going over the same spot, because you do get a little bit of the bleeding of that black ink. So just be a little bit careful with that. And I'm doing a rough colour here. I'm not going all the way to the edges. I really like how that looks. Leaving the edge of the petal white. I just think that looks really good. So I've got a little bit of black here, which I'm not a big fan of, but no one's going to really take a close look. Just know that when you're colouring with stamping blends, that don't oversaturate where the black ink is. Okay. Oh, one over here. Perfect. So we've done that light and dark in the crisp cantaloupe. Now I'm going to just colour in some leaves. And again, I'm going to do this fairly quickly. Maybe I'll do all of them, but this is the dark. I don't know what it is about this colour, but it is so pretty. So has everyone looked at the new catalogue? And if you have, do you have a favourite item? Just trying to think. To me, the in colours are a must. I had to get them first. Oh, I did it the wrong way round. That was the light. This is the dark. That's okay. This is still going to colour beautifully. Just here, and we're almost done. I love that. I think that looks so pretty now. That goes on the front of the card. We're going to sort of cover a little bit of this up so it won't matter too much. All right, because we're going to keep colouring in, let's bring our 2 images in that will be on the inside. And we can use any colour we like. I think we might bring all the colours in now because we can. Okay, so for the inside of the card, I think I want to do some hydrangea hue flowers. So I'm going to focus on these ones here. Bringing the light in. I love how the stamping blends can make anyone look good with the colouring. You don't have to do any techniques if you don't want to. You can just do straight colouring, or you can definitely use the stamping blends to layer colour. And there are colourists out there that are so good at doing that. I'm just going to do a quick colour. I have to do green for the leaves. I just can't do any other colour. And then we might do some golden glow tulips. I think these are tulips. So pretty. As you can see, I'm not doing anything super special here, but once it's done, it's still going to look really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to do Barely Blush, which just might be a little bit too light. Nope, I think that might be just fine. This is a super light colour, but really pretty. And then this big one, we're going to do the crisp cantaloupe. I'll go the light first. So I'm sort of keeping it quite whimsical. That might not be the word, but don't really want it to be uniformed. I'm going to bring this up and show you a lot closer. See how pretty that is, for how quick and easy that is to create. So I'm going to quickly fussy cut these out, and you guys know the rules. With fussy cutting, you sort of move your cardstock or your DSP rather than your scissors. I don't always do that too well. But it always turns out all right. So with the new catalogue, there's lots and lots of great things in it. Stamping Up are now doing a catalogue every quarter, so there's no annual catalogue. So big changes have happened. What I really like about it is there's no double up of catalogues. There's no overlap of catalogues. So there'll only be one catalogue available at the one time, which is so less confusing for everyone, both demonstrators and customers. So I really love that Stamping Up have done that. With the new online exclusives, there is enough confusion about online exclusives and catalogues. So by not having a couple of catalogues going at once, it means that it's a little bit easier for Stamping Up in their distribution centres as well for picking orders. Gives them a little bit more space. So there are a few items in the quarterly catalogues that will stay for the whole year though. So whereas we don't have an annual catalogue anymore, there will be some products other than our core products, obviously our inks and cardstock and stamping blends and what am I trying to think of? The cardstock, all those things, the tools, they will be available all the time. They won't always be shown in the catalogue. Oh, adhesives, that's what I was trying to think of. So there you go. So that will be interesting going forward. This is our first catalogue where they have changed the way they do it, because we did have before this catalogue came out, we did have our annual catalogue still going as well. So lots of changes with Stamping Up, and but I think this catalogue, only having one catalogue at a time, I think that's going to be a really good thing, both for demonstrators and customers. So on top of the catalogue coming out, which this is the theme for this month, there is also online exclusives. So if you haven't checked the online store for a little while, I recommend going and doing that. Although there's not a lot of online exclusives this time around, but there are new products there. So you can go and check those out. And if you're in Australia and you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, you can purchase them in my online store. And there'll be a link on both on this screen as well as in the description of this video, so you can check that out. All right, so quick and easy to fussy cut those two little images. We can move those to the side, and then we can do a little bit of our stamping. So I'm going to bring in two of our pieces of a 2x2 basic white. We're going to do our stamping of our sentiment pieces. So let's grab these two out. We've got the crisp cantaloupe ink, and I'm going to be using the You Make the World a Better Place, because I think that is a really nice sentiment to stick inside a card. So we've got that one. And then Thankful for You is the one I'm looking for. It is just here on the second one. Okay, so we have those two ready to go. I'm going to bring in my little strip, and we are going to stamp some of those little butterflies from this set. So both those stamps or sentiments come from this set. We'll also be using You're an Amazing Friend, because that goes on the front of the card, and we're using this little butterfly here. The other thing we're using is this label here as well, but I do need to add 5 of these butterflies that we're going to have to die cut out. 3, 4, 5, and the You Are an Amazing Friend I'm also going to stamp that one. And then the last little stamp, I'm going to bring in just that scrap of Calypso Coral, and we're going to stamp that border for that die cut that we'll punch out. There we go. All right. Let's move these to the side. I'm going to bring my die cut machine in, and we're just going to die cut those few images. I'm going to use my mini because they're only small images. And there's 2 butterflies in this Fern and Flora. We're only using the one though. Cut this one down. Hopefully that's in the right spot. Run this one through. When I made the sample card and I die cut the label, it was a little bit off, so I had to just turn it around the other way and stamp it again, but that actually turned out really well. Awesome. And we've got a few of these, so let's quickly get through those. Shocking. I think I need new plates for these because they sit up. Either that or I need to use some washi tape to keep them in place. Look, I've got washi tape up here. Maybe I should be using that. Let's try that. Oh yeah, that worked well. Should have done that from the start, Tracy. Anyway. Last one. Okay. Let's bring our card base back in. And all our little pieces. We still need to do our insert piece, but we'll come back to that. Let's add this one down with some liquid glue. And this is just going to pop that little bit of crisp cantaloupe in the background, and then the white matting. Look at that. So cute. I'm going to add our banner, and then I'm just going to quickly fussy cut around our sentiment that we stamped, giving it a little bit of a border. So I love how this stamp set that I've used has "You're amazing friend, thankful for you, you make the world a better place." What a lovely card to send this to a friend with all 3 sentiments inside. So special. Definitely going to know you appreciate them after all those great sentiments together. Go. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this one down with some liquid glue. And I made the mistake when I created my sample card. I added too much dimension while creating this, so I'm going to tone down the dimension a little bit, especially on the inside. But that's cute. Let's grab one of these little butterflies, and I'm going to adhere that one down. And I really like using glue dots for this. I find that it gives them that little bit of a boost, if I can find them. I'll grab another box. Didn't think I'd gone through them, but maybe I have. Doesn't look like I have another box either. Okay, they are here somewhere. Let's find them. I've actually got some dimensionals from a kit, so let's use those. Not my favourites because they don't give as much dimension with these ones, but I'm still scanning my desk. Okay, gonna pop one of those in the center there and pop him up like so. Okay, now I really liked having this ribbon in the background, so the all the new ink colors have a ribbon for each color, and I'm just going to create a faux bow. Like, you could actually create a bow properly, but this creates a little less thank you. This creates a little less dimension behind there as well. So a nice big bow. Oh, so pretty. This is a gorgeous colour. It's nice when they bring back older colours, isn't it? So I'm going to attach that down with some tear and tape. And I'm not sure if one piece is going to be enough, so we're just going to add another piece there as well. Beautiful. Okay, so the only thing to finish off the front of the card is our little embellishments. So let's bring in our in colour dots. I'm going to add 3 of those. One, 2, and another one just there. Beautiful. Okay, now for the inside of our card, I want to add all our basic whites to our crisp cantaloupe backings. So it was 2 1/4 for the, by 2 1/4 for the DSP, sorry, for the crisp cantaloupe, and 2 by 2 for the basic white. So we're just creating 4 little squares. Like so. And then these ones we're going to add our flowers that we have fussy cut and coloured. And I want to add them with some dimensions. So we're going to add some dimensionals to those. And depending on what ones you choose, they may be a little bit bigger than your square, so don't add any adhesive that's going to be or the top or bottom of your square, if that makes sense. That makes sense. I know it makes sense. So you don't want anything to hinder your opening and closing of your card. Okay, oh, that's so pretty. Look at them. Okay, let's do our little inside piece. So that was that strip that was 1 inch by 11 3/4. We're going to do some scoring at 2 15/16. So this is almost to the 3, that one little mark before the 3 inch. So let's score that. Then we're going to do 5 13/16. So you can either count each one. So 4, 8, 12. So it's the little mark just after the 5 3/4, and then 8 3/4. So it was 2 15/16, 5 13/16, and 8 3/4. And for our folding, our middle piece needs to be a valley fold, and then the other 2 pieces are going to be mountains, like so. I'm just going to bring my bone folder in and make sure that that is nicely scored. Okay. And that's going to give us that inside piece. So folded down, I'm going to add adhesive on this side. You want to make sure that that is still, that's your mountain fold. So I'm going to add adhesive to this side. And and adhere it to the inside flush against this side of the card. Like so. And then if we add more adhesive to the other side here, and then pop down but close the card. This gives you that perfect positioning. It gives you the opening. Okay, now this is where I went wrong last time. I did add dimension and add dimensionals to these panels, and honestly it creates way too much bulk, so we're just going to use some liquid adhesive here. So making sure that it's nice and centered. On each of those panels. And the green glue is really, really strong. Your panels are not going to go anywhere. You don't have to worry about having that movement. If you use that glue, your card will be perfectly fine. Now, I didn't do so well with a couple of these butterflies in the die cutting, I mean. Oh. You can see that one and that one are terrible. I'm going to keep them, but one way of sort of not making them so bad is to just cut around your image so it doesn't have as much white space. And that way you're not wasting any of your pieces. Or you can do it again if you want. I'm just going to save your time because honestly, that still looks fine. Okay, so we're just folding them in half to give that effect of, you know, the flying butterflies. And we're just going to add them down. We've got 4 here. We're going to add those down to the card. So there is a lot of white space in the sentiment pieces, and if you like that, that's fine. I really liked adding these butterflies to them to break it down a little bit, and I think it works really well. So I'm going to add one there and make sure he's nice and popped up. I either need to buy more glue dots or find those glue dots that I'm sure I have. So another one under the sentiment. We're getting there. A little bit longer of a video, sorry guys. And then we're just going to add them down onto the card as well, just to create that interest as well. Last one. And alrighty, look at how beautiful this has turned out. I love it. So sweet. A lot less bulk. Let's have a look at the first one that I created that used dimensionals. As you can see, way less bulk than that one. So beautiful. So strawberry slush, which is last year's in colour, and then crisp cantaloupe, which is one of the new in colours for this month. So this is a banner pop-up card. using the Artisan Sketched DSP and the Flora and Fauna bundle. So cute, and are beautiful in colours as well. So this is a video hop. Go over and check out what everyone else has created for the Global Monthly Video Hop this month. Please give them some love while you are there. If you've enjoyed this video, I would love it if you gave me a thumbs up, left me a comment, and yeah, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you live in Australia and you would like to purchase any of the products that I've used with today's video, you can purchase in my online store, and I would so appreciate that if you did. I've got some specials that I give out to my customers each month, so you will be rewarded for shopping with me. And we will be back next month with a brand new hop on the 10th of June, so come back and join us for that as well. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye.